All right, so with my 1 pound Nova warmer, I want to show you that I have my warmer set to 105. It's been on 105 for about 2 minutes. As you can see, I don't have that much wax in the warmer itself. And since it's been sitting in there for about 2 minutes already on high, I feel confident that it's getting to a point where it's pretty hot. So I'm gonna lower it to 65 because I am doing my underarms and I want to make sure that I protect my underarms as much as possible since it is a much more sensitive area. And what I'm gonna do, as you can see, like the outer edges are really, really, really hot. In the center of the warmer, you're still gonna have that block, that hard center of Nova. So what you can do to reach your desired temperature and consistency that you're looking for, you're not gonna use this is a tool to help you get there. You're gonna focus more on your consistency and you're gonna scrape at that hockey puck in the center, because as you can see, it's starting to pull wax that's much tackier than the wax on the outer edges here. So this is a little something I've always done. I personally love to play around with my wax. I never let it just melt down on its own. I will stand by my warmer and just stir it all day. So this just kind of became habit, and then I quickly realized that I was able to reach my desired consistency much faster and easier when I had more control over how much I was scraping off the hockey puck. So like this is a perfect example of the consistency you want. Okay, see how I still have control over the wax? It's not running off my stick. I'm gonna clean my stick off and I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna just do a little, I'm not even gonna go that fast. I'm gonna do a soft twirl in my stick and I'm gonna kind of scoop and scrape that hockey puck, and I'm just gonna twirl. And as you can see, I still have so much control over the wax. So when I'm prepping my skin, I like to use the Star Pill gel. If you do not have this product, it's okay. You can use soap and water. Make sure that that area is really dry before you start waxing. Once I get the product on my cotton round, I will cleanse really well. Remember, we have a lot of moisture, a lot of buildup from deodorant, so really get in there and clean it really, really well with your cotton round. Once you're done with the cotton round, you're gonna take a paper towel and you're gonna have the paper towel basically absorb all the moisture from your underarm. Just like so. I think that's good. I like to flip it around to the dry side and just go over it one more time, like that. Once you're done cleansing your underarm, you're gonna take a paper towel. I personally prefer paper towels over tissue because the tissue can get weak and break and it can create kind of a buildup under your arm. So you're gonna take a paper towel and you're just going to place it under there, put your arm down and let it just sit there for a little while. This is going to absorb any moisture left behind from the gel or from soap and water, whatever you use to cleanse your skin with, okay? So I've had the paper towel under my arm for like 30 seconds now. I'm gonna remove it. And when I remove it, I'm gonna continue to dab and just make sure that this area is completely dry. Because even when I wipe like this, I still feel a little moisture. So you're just gonna continue to rub. If you have sensitive skin, I would not recommend rubbing continuously like this. Less is more. If you're really, really reactive and really sensitive, you can just dab a little bit like that, okay? Okay, so I want you to look at my wax consistency. This is ideal for underarms. This is exactly what you want. And I want you to focus more on the consistency of your wax rather than focusing all of your attention on the dial here. This does play a huge part of your wax temperature, obviously, but this isn't everything, okay? So I currently have it on 65, and the reason it's on 65 is because of the amount that's in my warmer. So however, how much wax is in your warmer is going to determine how hot your wax is gonna be and where you're gonna set this dial, okay? If I had more wax in there, I would probably have it set to anywhere from 75 to 85, just depending. So I'm gonna go back to 65. And what you're gonna wanna pull when you're doing an underarm, let me clean my stick off. You're gonna do this little twirl, scoop, and this is perfect right here. This is a good amount because when we're doing our underarms, I like to do my underarms in sections. I never like to do one large strip It's not as effective, you're more prone to breakage, and when you're doing your underarms yourself, it's better that you go smaller strips with more control and cleaner removal. You're just gonna put your arm over your head like this, kind of reach over towards your neck. I already know the direction of my growth. I know that it grows in to the side. So I am just gonna lay one strip starting here. And don't worry, if your strips are a little smaller than this, it's okay. I would rather you guys have quality strips over size. It's gonna be more effective. You're gonna have more control over your strip, and you are less likely to break hairs. Once this is set, which is already set, you're gonna hold real tight here. You're gonna just pinch that lip, get a good grip on it, reset your fingers, and pull really hard. Just like that. Look how much wax I have. And you're basically gonna continue to do the same thing over and over until you finish your underarm. Okay, so we're gonna lay this strip. Keep in mind, if your room is hot, chances are you're probably gonna start to sweat. If you start to sweat, moisture buildup will start to happen under your arms. And even though you've cleansed, you've used the paper towel, you gotta make sure that it is consistently dry. Get a good grip, reposition your fingers, hold taut, and remove. One more time. Perfect. Kinda. Not that perfect. Something you can do while you're waxing is get that paper towel, or a clean one if the one that you used previously is too wet or sweaty or you're grossed out. Put it back under your underarm. Let that paper towel absorb any moisture that might have happened while you were pulling wax. And as you go to grab more wax from your warmer, this will start to dry the area that you're about to go back into, okay? All right, so this is the section where my hair starts to grow upward. So it's the same technique. You're gonna drop your wax and you're gonna try to get as much coverage as you can with the amount of wax that you have. So it's okay if it's not a ton of coverage, so long as the wax you are laying is a decent strip. Okay? Just like that. You're just gonna bend your wrist back as much as you can. You can always use your stick. Look to the side just like this. Find that edge so that it helps you lift the strip off. That way you're not pinching and poking at it. You're gonna hold nice and taut, or as taut as you can. You're gonna get a good grip on that little handle that you just created, and you're going to make sure the strip is completely lifted off your skin, so it's not just like one section that's lifted, and you're gonna just pull as hard as you can. Perfect. I'm gonna take that paper towel one more time, a new one, and I'm going to place it under my arm because I have been getting a little sweaty while doing this. You can see if it peels off like that, chances are there might be some wax residue, but also some moisture. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a cleanup strip. This is gonna be a large strip. This is a more advanced strip. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this, don't. And if it's not necessary, don't. If you have some random hairs left over, just tweeze those out. I just wanna show you guys that you can do a cleanup strip once you're done with all the major sections that I've already done on my underarm. And I wanna show you how I do it. Put your arm up, and I'm just going to lay one big strip. See how my strip's not even perfect? It's awkward waxing your own underarm. And you're gonna take this area here, see how that's all kind of grouped up together? There's a lot of wax there. And I'm gonna try to clean my wax stick off. Look how easy that was. So if this happens, you're gonna take the shiny part of your strip, hold taut, rub, and pull off, just like that, okay? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the results. There are a few randoms that I have to go back and tweeze, but I need to remind you guys, when you are waxing your own underarms, it is a very, very challenging area to wax. That's why I always recommend doing smaller sections at a time. And if you're working in a small enclosed area like I am in my bathroom, it gets hot, you start to sweat. So if those hairs aren't coming off, you have to really assess the situation and figure out why it's not happening. And then tweeze a couple of little random hairs that might have that might have been missed.